Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Phantom.Strategies. So it's about 8 a.m. Eastern here in US. So let's cover Bitcoin. Let's talk about the price action. Let's talk about the technicals. Cover a few more things like fundamental and overall trend in Bitcoin, how it's looking, and what are some of the potential going into finishing up this week. Today is March 28th, and we have a few more regular trading days, then we have the weekend. So wanna cover Bitcoin before we get into the weekend, and let's see how it's holding up. Alright, so before we get it started, as usual, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit those notifications and those bell icons so you get this content right away. And if you think these videos are helping you with your trading, with your investing in crypto market, then please do give me a thumbs up. That really do mean a lot, and keeps me motivated in doing this video content every day. Alright, so that being said, let's jump into Bitcoin. So right now we are trading at about 8,044 to be exact. So let's cover overall. I want to have a quick walkthrough of Bitcoin from the all-time high. So if you remember, a lot of the new investors that I have been seeing on the channel, they came around in the market around that November-December time frame. So a lot of them, we had a massive spike up in Bitcoin during that time frame, and a lot of the investors came in during that time frame. So let's walk through from beginning from that time frame and kind of covering what we are seeing right now. All right, so we had this massive spike up back in November, December, end of November to be exact. We had around that Thanksgiving here in US. We had a lot of talk about Bitcoin and how it's going to be a major move up that is coming in Bitcoin, and all the altcoins that were coming in the market as well. So that's when we had this breakout. Now anything that breaks out like this and does not have any resistance going up, when I say there is no resistance going up, is because there is no previous price action that took place. So if you remember, when the original breakout happens around that 8,000 level, there was no resistance on the upward. It was all clear sky. What I mean by that, no trading took place before 8,000, over 8,000. So technically, trader cannot rely on certain levels hey, 11,000 is a good number to take profit or find the retracement. So there was no ceiling once you break that resistance level of that 8,000 that we were consolidating in. All right, and we made that massive move up because people really didn't know what is the fair value of Bitcoin. Is it 20,000? Is it 50,000? Nobody knew. It was all hype driven, and it was mostly driven by fear of missing out. A lot of it was coming in the media, people who were calling it scam and this and that. They even got into Bitcoin. I remember a lot of people that I do trading with, they got into Bitcoin in that time zone as well, because until then nobody really believed in it. Since then we try to make that run toward, we consolidated, came back a little bit, then we try to make that run again toward 20,000. Did not work. Then finally we started, there was a lot of regulation talk came into the market. The Chinese New Year, how the Chinese government is banning all the mining and all that. So a lot of event driven news, event driven trading that took place in early January to early February. All right, we try to make the run again, came all the way up to 17,000, did not get past that 17,000 mark, and since then we have been in the steady downtrend. Came all the way down in in early February to about 6,000 level. We found that bottom around 6,000 and tried to make a rally toward 11,700, which was trying to make that inverse head and shoulder pattern. It looked like around that 6,000 level, it looked very much like a capitulation type of action, where, like, you know, all the sellers who wanted to sell were out of the market, and the remaining one are the buyers, and that was you know, that exactly, like, you know, took place. That was a nice rally, almost like 100% move from that level. So that was a good time to get in. So, and since then we have like trying to like have this like another bounce, did not work. Another downtrend, a falling wedge. If you look at this pink falling wedge right here, we try to break here. Another pinch action, another wedge break, we broke down. Now, so what we are seeing right now, we are, again, it's a very indecisive market right now. There is so much like push and pull action going on right now. We don't have a clear direction right now. So as I have said it in previous videos, treat the market as is. So if we don't have the clear direction, same concept, you try to use those same concept, you know, buy the lows and sell the highs. You know, it sounds pretty, you know, simple, but like it's just like people just don't, a lot of time they don't get those points, because they think that, hey, this is going to get even higher, let me just hold on to it a little bit. And that might be the case, it might happen, but the problem is when it doesn't happen, you will be the one holding the bags, right? So the best way to do those things is, like, you know, if you're getting the bounce, maybe put the stop loss in it. So you're just taking your emotion out of the equation, and you're letting you have the level that you're setting in place, and you let that, you know, you let your, like, you know, that stop loss take care of if there is any downside. Okay, so now right now it's about 8,044. We are coming at the major support level right now. So if I zoom this in, all this blue line, all these blue dotted lines are support levels. Okay, now those support levels, I have said it previously, if we go below those dotted blue line and if the price action goes below those blue line, and then it makes a reversal going up, this blue line will become red line as a resistance. So any of this red line that you're seeing up here, they're resistance. All right, so previously they were acting as a support, now they will act as a resistance going up. All right, so keep those things in mind. Right now we have this major we have this trend that is supporting us from this February lows. It gave us a support around this early March as well, and we are finding a support on this trend right now as well. All right, so the key is we really need to hold this trend. We are finding the support around that 7,700 on the price action right now, and from this trend. So if we stay over this trend, bulls will have somewhat like you know, momentum to work with, but the number that I am looking for to get over is going to be around 8,300. If we can get over that number with a good volume and stay over that, then it will be more, bulls will have a better scenario, bulls will have better odds. Anything under that, same thing, bears will have a better scenario and better odds. Okay, so treat that number like as is, like, you know, it's like a line in sand. And if you want to get into the market, I would, like, you know, I would wait until it clears out of this junction. You know, I'm not very, like, you know, keen to like start a new position right now, just because like it's a very indecisive market, right? So unless we get a good confirmation, I will not be starting a new position. I will until like maybe if we get clear of that 8,300, then it will be better for the bulls. Until then, treat it as is, like, you know, if it comes to like a lower support level, if it comes to that 7,300 level, then yes, that is a good buying opportunities. Like, you know, but again, you do want to phase, you don't want to go all in. You want to buy it in the phase, and whenever the bounce come, you do want to take some profit off the table. Whenever you're in the downtrend, it creates more of a trading type of market. What I mean by that is, like, you know, as long as we remain in this, like, you know, this downtrend, we will see those, you know, those spikes, like, you know, like few spikes here and there, but you do have to take those profit. And if you're not comfortable doing like trading, or if you're not comfortable taking those profits, then like, I think the better strategy for those people is like to buy it at the support levels and hold it for, like, you know, buy it in a phase. Like, let's say if you have $1,000 you want to invest, buy maybe like, you know, 200 right now. If it comes down another 10%, then buy another $200 worth of Bitcoin. So buy it in the phase. Overall, Bitcoin have a good future. In my opinion, it have a bright future. But we have to like, you know, it needs to consolidate. It needs to, like, you know, get out of this, like, you know, this short term, like, you know, this news driven events, and we need to get out of that cycle right now. So in my opinion, if we can get a positive news in a market, we can easily get out of this this downtrend that we are in right now. We're just looking for that one positive news, and then we can get out of this downtrend. Another thing that I really like to look at, so if you come to Google Trends, this is a pretty cool. I usually like look at it every, like, you know, few weeks to kind of give me indication of what is people, what are, like, you know, people around the world searching, and how is that going to impact Bitcoin. So if you put in the, like, Bitcoin in the search, this is the data that, you know, Google, like, populates based on, like, you know, how many times people search for Bitcoin in Google search. So if you look at Bitcoin search right now, 100 being is, like, you know, if you what is the interest over the time. So if I click on this, you can read this. Number represents search interest relative to the highest point on the chart for the given region and time. A value of 100 is a peak popularity of a term. A value of 50 means that the term is half as popular. A score of 0 means there was not enough data for this term. All right. So right now, if I look at it, Bitcoin, the number they have populated is 14. Between March 25th and March 31st, it's around 14. So you can see that it's in the bottom of the range. Now, is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? In my opinion, it's a very good thing if you're a Bitcoin bull and if you are looking for a longer term gains. The reason I'm saying that is because when everyone is when everyone is hyped up, you remember that everyone is hyped up in around December time. You see that spike we had, 85, 90. Those were the good time to sell, because everyone was talking about it. Everyone in their, like, mother, grandmother, like, were talking about it. That's usually a good time to get out of it. But when no one is talking about it, when it's like the popularity is falling apart, that typically tend to be a good time to, get into the market, in any market, not just like, crypto market, not like just stock market or any market. It's usually when people are not talking about it, not like, mentioning it as much, that's usually a good signal that the bears, or like people who want to sell it, they're out of it, and the remaining one will be the buyers. All right, so if you look at the overall trend, that's pretty much like, it gives you all the indication, and you can compare this with the Bitcoin chart, which will give you a better indication on how this popularity or this term Bitcoin search works. All right. So right now we are at 14 on the Bitcoin search with Google Trends. This is the last 5 years data, by the way. The time period that I have selected is past 5 years, and so it's 14. Can it go down to 12? Absolutely. Can it go down to 10? Yes, it can. But in my opinion, that will create a tremendous buying opportunity. All right. So I'm putting, like, I'm starting to like accumulate some cash on the side. So if something drastic happens, then I will be like definitely getting in, because panic creates opportunity. Remember that. All right. Any panic that you see in the market, it will create opportunities. This trend, the whole cryptocurrency and Bitcoin trend, it's not dying. It's not going to die down within, like, next few years. That is for sure. So this thing is here to stay. I have said it plenty of time. Genie is out of the bottle. This thing is here to stay. So the question is, are you going to be able to like withstand all this ups and downs in the market? Do you have your portfolio set up properly, so you're not burning out, and you're not throwing away buying into the hype and selling into the fear. So those are the things that you have to learn as a investor, and those kind of investing will help you with any investing in the life, like not just with Bitcoin or like cryptocurrency, with general, like overall in your life. All right. So just to kind of recap, we are trading around 8,000 right now, 8,027. We have this trend that's coming all the way from the February time frame. We tested that trend back in early March. We have found the support from that trend again today or yesterday with some price points as well. So we have to. This is like we do have to stay over that. All right. Even if it goes down, the momentum on the downside, I don't think it will be too much. A lot of people are calling it Bitcoin to 5,000. Can it happen? Yes, it can happen. I'm not going to say it won't happen or it cannot happen. It can happen. But from seeing it from right now, I don't see any indication that within like next few days we can test that 5,000 level. We will need a major bearish news or major like a sell-off in the equity market in order to test that 5,000 level in Bitcoin. Equity market is a stock market, so I also use stock market as indication. Until then, I don't know how a lot of people are making that call on that 5,000 level. I just don't see it yet. That could happen. Yes, it can happen. Anything that market wants to do, market will do. But what we have to see is like you want to trade on the probabilities. Right now, it's not showing me those. There are plenty of support levels on the downside. So it's kind of like I don't know how some like TAs are making that 5,000 call, because that's just I just don't see it based on the price action we are seeing right now. So until any scenario changes, until let's say if there is a major news that comes out in the market, that might trigger that move down, right? But that's a news-driven events, right? Same thing can happen if we want to get out of this downtrend. We need to have a major news-driven event to get out and push us out of this downtrend, and that could easily happen. But we cannot predict those things. We are in a downtrend, yes. We are finding the support right now, yes. So just treat it as is. Trade based on that, rather than calling or making an irrational call of like 5,000 or like 2,000, whatever call people are having making. So market has a tendency of making proving majority of the traders wrong. So when it usually what happens is when you have majority of the traders are proven wrong, that's when the market will turn. So that have been same in like a stock market. That's how been same like a lot of time happen in the crypto market as well. Even like nobody imagined that 20,000 run, and it happened, right? So same thing, it will take a lot of people by surprise. So you want to keep those things. So the best strategy that I can tell you is use your stop losses. You can always get into this position no matter like how good you feel about the coin, right? So use them, and that will help you with your portfolio as well. All right. So we are getting a little bit longer on the video, but I wanted to bring you a little bit lengthier Bitcoin review today, just to kind of give you what I'm seeing, what I'm looking for in the price action. So this trend, we have to keep it stay over this trend line. It's around the support will come around the 7600. So if we can stay over that for like next 24 hours over 7600, then we will see some upward movement toward that 8400 level. Okay, all right, and last but not least, we need to get out of this downtrend overall, this downtrend. We need a major news driven something that comes very positive in the market that will get us out of this downtrend. All right, so I will be watching for that, and that's what we need to get out of this this downtrend we are seeing right now in Bitcoin. A lot of altcoins are looking pretty positive. I will cover some of them hopefully today. It's just been last couple of days been pretty busy for me, but I will hopefully cover them today, and I will go from there. All right, so that's all guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye.